Just give it a second to catch up. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me. And the music is really loud for me. Good morning, The Real Magic Cookie. How are you today? I'm hoping everything should be working now and that you can hear me, you can hear the music. Just about to start, I came down into the kitchen and one of the cats had left me a nice present, so that was good fun. That's just how you want to start a cooking stream. Doing well, good, I'm glad to hear it. The ramen was a bit of a revelation. It worked really, really well. I wasn't sure how well it would go because the one that I've made before is quite quite a simple one that you just kind of throw together. So although it's tasty, you don't get that kind of depth of taste with it. But with this one, because I roasted the veg first and then kind of boiled it off, it was so tasty. And I had a little bit left over from my lunch today, so that was good. But I'll definitely make it again, and I'm in the middle of writing up the recipe, so it'll be on my Discord hopefully in a couple of days time once I can remember what exactly I put in it. Cats work on their own time, definitely. One of them just came running in from outside because the heavens opened and were absolutely soaked, and they've now soaked all of the kitchen. Yeah, so anyway. I'm not gonna moan about my cats too much. Good afternoon, Dinah Doll. How are you today? So today I don't know why I've done this to myself, but the plan is to make butternut squash ravioli from scratch with fried sage leaves and sun-dried tomatoes. I've printed out the recipe. I can show you what we're going for. Can you see that? So this is hopefully what it should look like when we're finished. I have never made my own pasta before. Or have I? Maybe once, but it was a long time ago. So we're just going to try it. See what happens. I've got the little pasta attachment. You see that? Yeah. Pasta attachment on the KitchenAid, which I don't think I've have I ever used it? I'm not sure, possibly not. So it's out today. We're going to give it a go. Obviously it'll be gluten-free pasta as well, which will make it even more interesting, but that's the plan. No, okay. Yes, so I think first of all, good chat, good. Glad to hear it. Although it's such a miserable day today. It's so wet and horrible. It definitely feels like autumn now. Sounds great. In theory, it does sound great. Whether or not that's what's going to happen, we'll need to wait and see. So the recipe I've got is just a BBC Food one, but I thought it sounded quite interesting. I always feel like butternut, squash and sage feel very kind of autumnal, and because of the weather I thought that kind of works just now, so we'll give it a bash. I'm going to rejig the steps of the recipe slightly just because I feel like it'll fit kind of my timing better, and I'm not going to have big chunks of time where I'm just kind of standing about looking for something to do. So first of all, what we're going to do is make the pasta dough. So the recipe says to use that 00 grade flour, which I think is like the proper Italian flour that you should use for pasta. I don't actually know if you can get that in like a gluten-free variety. I've never seen it before. If anyone's aware of it, please let me know, because that would be interesting. So I'm just going to use mainly white, just plain white flour. I'm going to use some xanthan gum. And I'm hoping, yes, I've also got some rice flour. And because obviously you want, when you're making the pasta, you want it to kind of stay together. You don't want it to go crumbly. So I'm hoping that if I mix it with the rice flour, I might get a bit more of a kind of stretch with it and some xanthan gum. So we're going to give it a bash. We're going to try it, see what happens. Nothing, what is it? Nothing lost, nothing gained, nothing lost, something like that. And then we need the 300 grams of flour. So I'm going to kind of make it up with these three large eggs and a teaspoon of salt. And when we're doing this, it says to put it in a food processor. Where are we? Yeah, mix it in a food processor until it comes together as a dough. Continue to pulse for a further minute, removing the lid and turning the dough over every 15 to 20 seconds. Right. I really don't know what I'm doing, but I thought if I'm going to try make my own pasta, my own gluten-free pasta, I might as well do it on stream. And then if anyone has any tips for me or is able to tell me what I'm doing wrong, that's absolutely fine. I'll take all the constructive feedback I can get. So if I need 300 grams of flour, I think what I'm going to do is I might just use half and half. What's in this one? So this is rice, potato, tapioca, maize and buckwheat, which is interesting. So obviously it doesn't have any xanthan gum in it. Right, I'm going to use 200 grams of the plain flour and 100 grams of the rice flour and then a teaspoon of the xanthan gum, I think. I think that sounds reasonable. Buckwheat is good. And it really threw me off at first because it's literally got wheat in the name, but it's gluten-free. And I found in was it Aldi, I think? They had buckwheat pasta on offer for 13 pence a packet, which is nothing. Because normally gluten-free pasta is really expensive. And I thought, I don't know if I'm going to like this, so I think I bought 2 packets. And it turned out I really, really enjoyed it. There's like a nice kind of almost like earthy taste to it, maybe. And I was gutted that I hadn't bought any more, because when I went back the next time it was all sold out because it was so cheap. Starting my sourdough. Nice. How is So have you made sourdough with your starter already? Or are you still waiting for it to be ready to use? Because sourdough is one that I'd really like to try, but it seems very adventurous, and I'm always a wee bit, I think it seems like a lot of time and work, and I'm just a bit concerned that it wouldn't work properly for me, so it's a bit of a waste of time. Because I've done that with a few things. I did that with sauerkraut. I tried to make my own cider once, and it took months, and it wasn't drinkable. So things like that have like a long process and a lot of waiting time, I'm a bit like, if I can buy it, is that easier? But I would like to try making my own sourdough. Right, so we've got 200 grams of that. So I think we just... they don't actually say when to put the salt in. I'm assuming that just goes in the... Yum, love ravioli. So do I, Bothwell. Whether or not that's what we're going to end up with. We might end up with just some pasta and some filling. But we'll see. My starter took about 3 weeks to be ready. I started it in March. Nice. That's not as long as I thought it would be, actually. Maybe I'll just give it a go. I'll just go over myself and just give it a go. You've won me over. Okay, so I'm going to put my 200 grams of plain flour in my processor quickly. And then we want 100 grams of rice flour. So, Real Magic Cookie, is that the first time that you've made a sourdough starter? Or have you done it before? And then we've got 100 grams of rice flour. Ish. That's going to go in as well. The thing is, if this works, this is a really easy recipe. So it'd be quite handy if it did work. It's my first time. I was definitely intimidated. Yeah, I think that's it. There's just something about it that... I think it's the fact that it like grows and stuff and you can actually see the progress. I suppose it's probably quite satisfying. This makes such great... Oh, what other baked goods have you made then? Because I only really know of sourdough bread. But that would be interesting if you can use it for loads of stuff. I think that's it. I think I've kind of gotten out of the way of knowing about different breads. Because with gluten-free bread, it's fairly standard and fairly rubbish. So I find it hard to get excited about bread anymore. Right, normally I'm going to put in... This doesn't say... Oh, that was clever. I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of this because it can be quite over the top. Maybe a wee bit more to be safe. And then we're going to add our 3 large eggs and a pinch of salt, which it's forgotten to actually put the pinch of salt in the recipe. It's in the ingredients, but not in the recipe. I've got my 3 eggs. Stay where you are. And some salt. Get a wee bowl out for my eggshells. You can't really see what I'm doing over here, but it'll only take a couple of minutes and then I'll be able to move back again. I'm intrigued to see if this works because I always feel like pasta seems more complicated than this. But to be fair, it'll probably get complicated when I go to try and use my pasta machine. cheddar scones, yum. I love cheddar scones. Pancakes, all good stuff. I think I'm gluten-free, obviously the recipes take some tweaking. Ooh, if you can remember his name, do let me know, because I'd be interested to see that. I'll need to try it then, because I think it does add a lot more to gluten-free bread as well. Because if you're ever able to buy a gluten-free sourdough, it always tastes so much better than a regular gluten-free loaf. And I find as well, a lot of the time, like it's kind of a running joke with gluten-free bread that it's full of holes. I'm not sure why, but they're always full of holes. And I think the sourdough seems to be better. It doesn't seem to be nearly as holy for whatever reason. And then we've got a teaspoon of salt to this as well. Right, and then blend until the ingredients come together. That's the only problem with this as a food processor, because you can't actually see inside it, which is slightly annoying, but you should put a wee window on it or something. And it's actually ridiculous. I literally have not used this yet. I've even got the instruction book just in case. Because when I set it up, I put the pasta thing on upside down. I thought, well, that's a good start. So I thought I'll get the rest of the instruction book out just in case it doesn't work, so I can grab this and figure out what I've done wrong. And for some reason it comes with a little brush, and I'm not quite sure what the brush is for. Is it maybe a cleaning brush? I don't think it actually says. Oh, yeah, cleaning brush. Use to brush away dry dough after use. That makes a lot of sense. So I was like, is that for like putting like an egg wash or something on your pasta? Seemed a bit strange. Right, I'm just going to give this a quick mix. And then what do we want from this? Until they come together to form a dough, and then we're going to keep pulsing it. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see if this actually comes to anything. I'm not going to hold out any hope for it. I'd be very surprised and impressed and happy if it does. Right, let's see how it's looking. Ooh. Don't know if my thing is long enough that I can show you this. No, it's not. Hold on. I hope I don't make you seasick. Hold on. Just very quickly. I've just realised I could just have lifted the bowl. Oh, really? So that is what we're looking at the moment. So I'm just going to try and get this together in a dough and then pulse it as it says. And I'll put that off so that you stop getting seasick. You can see how well my brain's working today. I've had homemade raviolis fall apart before. Yeah, I think that's the scary part of it. As long as your filling is delicious. Exactly. And I hope it will be. I don't think I've ever had butternut squash ravioli at all. And it sounds quite nice, and I'm a big fan of sage, although it's not something I have a lot. It is something I enjoy. There's no way that's going to come together, is there? It still seems very crumbly. Technically they were large eggs. They didn't look overly big though. So I don't know whether I maybe need to add another egg. I'm going to pulse it for a bit longer and see if I can get it to come together. Maybe put it up a wee bit. That sounds better. Quite loud, but it sounds better. Right, cross your fingers. Oh, yeah. You see that? That's coming together a bit more. So it does want to form a dough. So we're not quite at the dough stage yet. Maybe one more. Just make sure it's got everything from the bottom. Oops. Then I want to blast it in little increments for whatever reason. I don't know if I'm going to get this to come together more. It's very sticky. It feels weird. I have a feeling maybe in about 2 hours' time you'll see me making a baked potato for my dinner. Okay, right, we're just going to keep going with it. It's fine, it's all fine. I'm going to do the little pulsey action and see what that does. Just for a bit. I don't really understand what the point of this part is, but I'm turning the dough, but I'm going to need... I'm turning, but it's not quite dough yet. Oh dear. That's a good start. Exactly, it's fine, it's all fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. Yeah. It looks weird. I don't know why it's gone like weirdly lumpy. I'm going to do one more and then bring it out and just try and knead it and see what happens. Oh, I need my flour back. Right. Turn the dough out onto a lightly floured surface and knead well for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Oh dear. Okay. Again, I mean, we were talking about this before. I forgot, that's a lot of flour. I forgot to Google it. But we were trying to decide if you actually need to knead gluten-free flour as much as you do with regular flour. Because as far as I was aware, kneading the dough is so that you can like activate the gluten almost. But if you're using gluten-free dough, there isn't any. So is there anything to activate? Are you wasting your time by kneading it? Is that actually doing anything? I'm not sure. I need to Google it. If someone else would like to Google it just now, much appreciated. Right, so this is what we're looking at the moment. Good point. I don't know. I'm not sure. I probably should have looked up a gluten-free ravioli recipe because this is just a regular one that I've adapted, but it feels solid. Maybe kneading it will get some air in. Maybe. Oh dear. That's the thing. There had to be a bad day because everything I've made on stream so far has worked really well. Right. Well, wheat breads require kneading to develop the gluten proteins into this elastic dough. Gluten-free bread dough gets its consistency from xanthan gum added to the flour. This means kneading isn't required. That's good to know. I think my only thing was I was thinking that maybe kneading it will help the flour. the dough because it looks very odd at the moment. I might try and just knead it a little bit. Thank you very much for that though, Magic Cookie. That's very helpful. Because I did always wonder, I thought surely there's nothing you're actually achieving by kneading it. Oh dearie me. I don't know what you do to make pasta dough lighter because this feels very heavy. Oh my god. It's fairly solid. Looks like you can just knead it to get it to the right consistency. I'm just trying to press it to see if I can imagine it. I mean, maybe. I feel like that might go through the pasta maker and not fall apart too much, maybe. We'll see. I'm going to give it a wee knead just for good luck. Good afternoon, Gravies Mink. How are you today? Nice to see you again. I feel like this is a much better time to do my stream because I feel like you guys are all able to actually come and watch me. Oh, it should not be this hard. Oh dear. I'm wondering if a wee bit of oil might do something. Because kneading that. Knead flour for 10 minutes, pummeling and stretching the dough until it's smooth, stretchy, and has a slight sheen. That is not that. None of those words describe this. Yeah, everything has gone so well so far that something had to go horribly wrong. And considering it's something I've not made before, it makes sense that it would be this. I don't know how you're supposed to knead this anymore. That's mental. I wonder what's made it so solid. Divide the dough into 4 portions and wrap each in cling film and then chill in the fridge. Oh. What I'm gonna just test a wee bit just to see, because I don't feel like putting it in the fridge is actually going to achieve anything. Let's try rolling a wee bit out and see what comes of it. Actually, if I put this on, you can see what I'm doing, and I mean it's fairly solid. I'm just, well, I mean, how, because I don't even know how thin. Diameter, 1 millimeter thickness. What's 1 millimeter? That's probably not far off it. I mean, maybe. This might work. Yeah, I think we might actually get away with this. Right, we're just gonna put it in the fridge as it says on the recipe. And in about half an hour, I'll get it back out again and we'll see how it's doing. I suppose maybe you probably have to put it in the fridge because if you've been kneading it for 10 minutes, it'll be quite warm. But it's definitely not warm at the moment. So it probably doesn't need to go in the fridge. I'm wondering actually if I might leave it out because I feel like it might be more malleable if it's not cold. I'm doing this all wrong. If there are any Italians here, they'll be like, what is she doing? She's ruining it. Hello, Eterin. How are you today? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming to watch me fail miserably at making pasta. First time, so I will get better at it. It's not looking great for today, but okay, I'm just going to split it up and then we'll forget about it for a bit. I've made plenty of horrible pasta. I mean, so it's gluten-free pasta. Well, it will hopefully be at some point. It's solid. I mean, it's supposed to be, what were the words they used? Smooth, stretchy, and has a slight sheen. We're not there. But we figured out, thanks to Magic Cookie, that technically with gluten-free things, you don't have to knead them. So I did for a bit and then I got bored. So I'm just gonna, although how satisfying is that? Look at how smooth. Is it just me or is that really satisfying? Okay, so they're all gonna get just covered in cling film. Do I put them in the fridge? No, me neither, to be fair. Not a clue. But yeah, we'll find out soon enough. Can I have that actually? Then that's smaller. Right, so apparently this recipe makes 4 portions. So I think that's why you kind of split them up into portions. Plus, I think it's helpful when you're putting it through the pasta maker. That you don't put through too much at a time. I've never put pasta dough in the fridge. I know, I don't really get. Yeah, I mean, the recipe is for regular pasta. So I don't think I'm going to put it in the fridge because I think if it's cold, it's going to be even worse. I mean, it's just my opinion, but it's not all that warm in here either. So I think I'm just gonna go with it. I don't really need to wrap in cling film then either, do I? It's all about trial and error. What's a kitchen for if it's not for experimenting? Right, so hopefully we'll get 4 portions of pasta. Maybe need to let it prove for a bit, yeah. But there's nothing in it to let it like grow. Resting is very important. Yeah, so I think what I'll do is, I mean, I have to prep the filling anyway. So I'm just gonna leave these. So now we've got our 4 wee pasta balls. And I don't know. Decisions. I think I'm going to sit with them just on the counter here to begin with. And then thank you very much for that gifted sub, Yulene. And welcome to the Copper Clan, Grievous Mink. That's very exciting. Yes, I'm going to just leave them here to begin with. I'll see how they go. If they start feeling really soft or warm, I'll then, do you know what I'm going to do? I've got 4. I'll leave 2 there, I'll put 2 in the fridge, and then we can do a wee test to see what's better. So I feel like that's a good option. And then if one goes wrong, I'll still have, well, hopefully one that goes right, and I'll be able to have something to eat for my dinner tonight. Okay, so the next step is preparing the filling. And now I get to attack a butternut squash, which I always find a bit scary. But we'll just take our time. Careful we don't chop any fingers off. And it will all be good. But I need a lot of space here for it, so I'm going to tidy up a little bit. And what I quite like about these kind of things is you can, so like the recipe says to pop the butternut squash in the oven, but I think it's about 40 minutes in total, but I think they cut it up quite chunky. In fact, I need that. So I'm just going to cut mine into smaller pieces so that it cooks a lot quicker. This is the fun part of getting rid of all the flour without getting it all over the kitchen. Get rid of all of this. But yeah, I think butternut squash up until, well, today, is something that I've only ever really had in soup. And I really like butternut squash soup as long as you put enough savoury things in it. I don't like if savoury things are a bit sweet. Like we're having this conversation recently. Pumpkin pie, no, absolutely not. I don't understand that. It's like that mix of sweet and savoury that I just can't stand. And I think butternut squash, because it is quite a sweet vegetable, I like to add quite a bit of salt and herbs and stuff to make it properly savoury so that it doesn't kind of almost accidentally go sweet. So that's what we're going to do with this. But I'm quite intrigued to try the ravioli with it. I think it should be quite nice. I'm going to just put a little cloth underneath so that my board doesn't slip away while I'm chopping the butternut squash, because I could take a finger off. So this, yeah, I'm weirded out by sweet savoury. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, each of those things are nice as they are. They don't need to mix. Although the one thing that I like that's both sweet and savoury is if you get sweet and salted popcorn mixed together, that's good. But then I think even then, you'll have like a piece that's sweet and a piece that's salted. So I think that's why that's okay. But anything else, no, I don't understand. So I've prepped my tray. Just stick that out, and I've popped my oven on to, I've just put it on to 180 because I feel like that's right enough, because that's why I cook everything at 180, which is degrees, and I think that's 350 Fahrenheit. The last time I prepared a butternut squash, I didn't peel it because they said that the quicker way to do it is just to chop it up, cook it in the oven, and then when it's cooked, peel it. And I found it actually took longer because it was so hot when it came out of the oven. I had to wait for it to cool down, and then it was really difficult to try and get the skin off. So I'm just going to peel it just now, I think. And I'll be very careful of my hands. Don't worry. How much does it say we need actually? 500 grams. Not a clue how much that is. We might just be able to do the top part. So are there any sweet and savoury things, Eaterin, that you like? Have you managed to make yourself enjoy anything yet, or are you still trying? Get that out, just so we've got a rough idea of how much we're chopping. Oh, I needed that. Right. Maybe don't look too closely at this part, because this always freaks me out as well when I see other people chopping stuff up. Oh, excuse me. And I think I'm just going to kind of peel it while it's like this. Such a nice colour, this stuff. But yeah, so if you do see that whole trick with, oh, you don't need to peel it, you can just bake it first and then peel it when it's done. I would have a think about it because I thought it was a waste of time. I should have timed it, but I do feel like it took me longer. That's quite loud. And as I said, I'm going to chop this up quite small so that it doesn't take too long to cook, because once it's cooked it then has to cool down. I think because your pasta is going to be cool and it could cause issues if your filling's not cool. So the quicker I can get it cooked, the quicker I can get it cooled, and then the quicker I can get it finished and the quicker I can eat. So that's the thinking. I think that'll do. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but we'll chop it up first and see. And if I need more, I'll go back in and take some of this bit. And this is where you really have to be careful. This is where you ideally need like a sword or something. Hello, Hodgerific. How are you today? Yeah, no, I wish I was as cool as the squash as well. Although it's quite warm actually. I started off thinking it was going to be really cold, hence why I've got a jumper on. It's quite warm now actually, and I've not even started cooking. Right, so I'm going to chop these just into little kind of cubes, because I'm hoping you're unwinding from night shift. Well, hopefully you'll get probably some laughs more than anything today. First time making pasta. The dough is just chilling, doing its thing, and we'll catch up with that later and see how it's going. I'm going to get a rough idea of how much that is. This might be enough actually. How was night shift, Hodgerific? Was it alright? Oh, it smells good already though. I don't think this is going to be enough. No, it's definitely not going to be enough. Topic of a Hasselback butternut squash. So was it the whole thing that presumably they peeled it first and then put the cuts in? That's a hefty Hasselback. That does sound nice though. But it's such a hard veg to cut into. I could imagine that trying to cut all the little slits in would be a bit of a feat. Yeah, it pays the bills. Yeah, that's it. I think with night shift, you always tend to be able to earn a bit more because it's night shift. But it's just that it's like if you can get your body into like used to the kind of the routine of it, it's maybe not too bad. But I would struggle. I'd be all over the place. It was half of one. Ooh. If you have the picture, please pop it on the Discord because I would be very interested to see. Oh, so close. So I need 500 grams and I've got 433. Do we think that's enough? Not really. What else goes in it? I think some onion. I could just put more onion in, couldn't I? Or I'll cut one more slice off. I'm just slightly concerned because I was doing so well so far that this isn't going to go quite as well. I'm going to do one more slice and see. Yeah, because that's definitely, that's what I was saying. One thing that I have tried before is I saw it on, I don't know where it was, but I saw it somewhere that they said don't, I think it was Jamie Oliver actually, and he said don't bother slicing it beforehand because slicing's obviously a bit of a faff. Just cook it and then you can slice it when it's cooked. But I thought it made it so difficult, and you couldn't. It was really hard to get the skin off it without taking half of the butternut squash with it. So I find it better just to get it all sorted before you cook it, and then you've not got any worries when it comes out. One more slice. You are welcome, Hodgerific. We've done one more slice just for you. Vegetable peeler. I think because of it's quite a solid skin. 501 grams. That's impressive. Yeah, so because it's quite a hard skin. Can I show you this? I don't know if you'll be able to see it. So it's quite, there's not a lot of kind of give to it. It's not like a potato skin or anything. And I find that if you use a like a vegetable peeler, it's quite hard and you end up not getting enough off. And I'm not sure, because obviously you can see there's quite a lot of it's white. So I think you want to get all the white off. I'm not sure why, but so I think it would need to be a strong vegetable peeler. It's probably doable though, but I find it just easier with a knife. Right, so we've got our butternut squash. So that's going to go on our tray quite loudly. And then to that, can you imagine trying to chop off a wee corner of one somewhere? It just means that the raviolis will have lots of nice filling in. Or, if the raviolis don't work, I'll have more butternut squash to eat. Which is a great possibility. Just googled it and looked, that makes sense, because you would think surely someone has thought of a squash peeler. Maybe need to look into, I mean, I don't use a lot of butternut squash, but presumably you could use it for like pumpkin and stuff as well, or maybe like turnip. Thank you very much for that, Grievous Mink. I'll need to look into that. Right, I think it said you're best to do the butternut squash first and then add the onion and then cook all together. So I think that's what we'll do. So I'll stick the butternut squash in first and then I'll finish chopping the onion and just put it in a bowl ready. So I'll bring this over and then you can see it. If you can see that. That'll work. And then to that we want to add olive oil. Well, it says to do it in a bowl. I really should read the rest of the instructions before I start. Oh, that's longer than I thought. I'm going to do it in a bowl because I'm just going to get in a bit of a mess if I do it on here. I've managed to sort out quite a lot of my commands now. I think I've got most of them. There's probably still some that I've forgotten about, but Miney, do you mean copper confetti? Yeah. So it's a bit of a random one. So basically, my main thing is I run a food blog. So when I was starting that up, I wanted to come up with a kind of a catchy name. But although I was blogging about like IBS and gluten-free and food intolerances and that kind of thing, I didn't want a name that kind of defined me as having IBS or having like stomach issues or having a gluten-free diet. I just wanted it to be something kind of neutral, especially in case I ever wanted to kind of branch out, then I wasn't stuck to what I was doing. So the copper is from the hair. Confetti, I just feel like is quite a kind of positive, it's got like kind of positive vibes and hopefully makes people happy, which which I think is always good, especially if you've got food intolerances or IBS. IBS can be miserable, but hopefully through like my food blog and stuff, my aim is to make it a bit more comfortable for people, to get them enjoying food again, plus the alliteration, as Jennifer's just said. So it's just, yeah, it's a bit random, but it kind of came together when I was doing the food blog for those reasons, and it's stuck. And I quite like it now. It's quite memorable, I think. Where is Murphy? I'm not sure. Hold on, I don't know where he is. He was outside, but it's raining. No, I think he's away back out again. But I will still be on here in an hour, so if he will be here in an hour, because he knows exactly that at 6 o'clock he gets his dinner, so he'll be back by then. So as soon as he comes in, I'll show you. And the other cat is Isla, but she's up sleeping at the window. But she'll be up to have a nosy soon, so when they come back, I'll pop them on. And yes, IBS can be miserable. And I think as well, because it's seen as being one of these kind of, so many people have got it, there's nothing you can do for it, that a lot of the time it's not really taken that seriously. But it can affect absolutely everything. That I think unless you have it, or you know someone that has it and you kind of see what they're going through, it's difficult to understand how much of an impact it can have. So that's what I'm all about. It's trying to get people, even if you've got intolerances or anything like that, trying to get you to enjoy food again, because I think food is wonderful. And I think it's a shame for people if they can't enjoy it properly. And your herbs, yes, these ones here. So these are my herbs that are available on my website, and it worked quite well because it's like herb confetti. So although the name was very randomly made over 4 years ago, it's worked out quite well. So I've just added some herbs onto that for a bit more flavour. Hydrate, thank you. Cheers. I need the water today. I appreciate you guys looking after me. So I'm going to add, according to the recipe, they only put just some salt and pepper into the butternut squash, but I think you could make it a lot more interesting. So I've put in some mixed herbs. I'm going to put in some garlic granules. Well, they look different to my other ones. Oh well. So some garlic granules, a bit of pepper. I don't know if paprika's right. I think that might be a bit strange. No worries. I hope you get a bit of sleep, and thank you for being here. And I'll pop a picture, unless it's horrific, of the ravioli in the Discord when I'm finished, so you can go over and see that there. But have a good sleep. Good night. They make these things so difficult to get into. Oh, that's strong. Just some of it. I don't need too many of them because that is some strong garlic granules. And then, what else did I say? Pepper. I don't think paprika is really right for this. Just getting in that. There's not a huge amount in this, I don't know. Oh, enough. Right, and then this goes in the oven according to this for 18 to 20 minutes. And then you add the onion and it goes back in for 10. I'm going to put it in for 15 and then add the onion. I think that'll be enough because I've cut them up quite small. And then just level them all out. So they've got plenty space. So that's what we're looking like at the moment. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? There's herb fetty, like where's the herb de fetty? I like that. That does sound good. Herb de fetty. Sounds nice. And what is that? That's French, isn't it? It does sound very exotic. Right, 15 minutes. Or fete de Provence. I think I prefer that. Fete de Provence. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Cloud Mountain. Hello, nice to see you. How are you today? Butternut squash ravioli, hopefully. I've made the dough, so the dough is just kind of chilling. I've made 4. I've got 2 here and 2 in the fridge, so that we can kind of see which works better. And the butternut squash is just gone in the oven. And then I just need to prepare the onions, which will go in the butternut squash when it's cooked for a bit. And then it's just a case of rolling it out and then hopefully getting some ravioli from it. I think that's it. Yeah, I think I'm going to need you on my branding team, Hodgerific. That's some good names you're coming up with. Not very good at I'm sad to hear that. Well, hopefully we can cheer you up a wee bit here and give you some ideas for some food that you can maybe make or maybe attempt and probably do a better job than me. Right, let's see what's next. So I think I'll chop up my onion and just have it ready. So I can do a bit. I wouldn't say that, Cloud. I really wouldn't. So the thing is, the recipe that I got, it's not my own recipe. It's one that I got online, and it's just a standard one for like regular flour. And I thought at the time it would be a really good idea to use that and just substitute the flour for gluten-free flour. So that's what I did. And instead of using like the proper pasta flour, like was it 00 or is it 00 or 00? I'm not sure. That Italian pasta flour, I substituted for 200 grams of plain white flour, gluten-free, and 100 grams of rice flour, and 1 teaspoon almost of xanthan gum. Thinking that sounds reasonable. Added the eggs and the sugar, the salt, and the dough is fairly solid. So we did a bit of research, and apparently you don't actually need gluten-free dough because there's no gluten to activate in it. So I kind of needed it a little bit. Nothing was happening with it. So I've put 2 in the fridge to rest. I've got 2 out here. We're going to roll them all out, see which is better. Hopefully from some of it we'll get some ravioli. And if not, the filling should be really tasty anyway. I can maybe just make some rice to go with it or something. But we'll give it a bash. You never know. I might surprise myself. And it's my first time, so even if it doesn't work out exactly how I imagined, hopefully I'll be able to learn from the experience and do it better next time. So this says to use half of a small red onion, which I don't think seems like much at all. I mean, this is a huge red onion, and that's probably a half of it that I've used there. And it says just to use the same bowl and get up any of the leftover herbs and things. I think that'll be okay. Yes, exactly. As long as you can learn from your mistakes, that's all that matters. So I'm just going to get rid of these bits and pieces. And the pasta did say, okay. So the pasta said to rest it for about half an hour. I have no idea what time I finished making it. What time is it now? Probably not too far away. Is anyone aware of when I finished making the pasta? Does anyone know? I probably should have done a timer. I'll see how cold the ones in the fridge feel, and I can maybe get a better idea from that. They don't feel overly cool. I'll leave them in there a bit longer. I'll have a quick tidy up, and then I'll probably put 25 minutes. Yeah, so we're not too far away. Oh, I need to close my fridge. So I think I'll give this place a tidy, and then I can start rolling these out. And even if these ones aren't right and I should have cooled them, it's practice because I've not used my machine before. So it'll give me some practice. So it's all good. So we've got our onions, they're ready for later on. I'm just going to get a quick tidy up so that I can see what I'm doing a bit better. Get that out the road. Did you get your mixing bowl fixed? No. No. So it does work. The only problem is, I can show you actually, is it in here somewhere? Hold on. So I don't know if you can see this. So this is what I broke. So it's like the whisk part of the KitchenAid, and none of it is in the right place. It's all bent. So now when I use it, instead of just working like in the middle of the bowl, it bashes all the way around the bowl. So the other one's fine. I've got like I don't even know what it's called, almost like the knead one. This one, that one works fine. But this one is a mess. So I'm going to need to get just a new attachment. So it could be worse because the mixing bowl works okay. So it could be much, much worse. I just need to actually get round to ordering a new whisk bit. And while I'm in here, actually, I just remembered the paddle. Thank you. The kneading hook. So is that one the paddle? Oh, no. Right, okay, I see what you mean. So the other one, so that's the whisk. That's the paddle. And that's the hook. That makes a lot more sense. Paddle. Oh dear. I thought you were sleeping. What did I think? If I could get into my cupboard properly, I actually have a ravioli cutter. I should have got it out earlier, but I forgot about it. So I now have to try and find it. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my mic on mute just very quickly because it's going to be really loud in this cupboard and I don't want to deafen anybody. So I will be back in a wee second when I've got my ravioli cutter. I found it. I know, I do appreciate the lurk. Hodgerific. But do feel free to get some sleep if you're tired. Right, so I have like a full-on Italian traditional like pasta ravioli cutter doodah, and that's the technical term. So I'm going to use that to cut out my pasta. So at least with this, This makes me look slightly more professional, which is good. So we can start rolling out in a wee second. Is it weird that I'm nervous about rolling it out? Because I kind of am. And I feel like that's why I'm procrastinating by cleaning my kitchen. When I start to roll it out, I'll pop the other camera on. I've hopefully kind of angled it so that you'll be able to see on the overhead one, and we can see how we got on with it. I'm intrigued because if it works, then I can make my own pasta. Get in. Right, I'll pull this over a bit because I might need that later on. Right, are we ready? I'm not sure I'm ready, but can you see that that's a bit of a strange view, but right, we'll get our pasta, our little pasta bowl. Okay, let's get the instructions out. Literally the first time I've used this, so. And I have this part on the right way round, because just before the stream when I set it up, it was upside down. So that was a good start. But at least I figured it out before I came on, and I wasn't trying to like feed the pasta in the wrong way around. Okay, let's get some tips, that's handy. So I'm just using the pasta sheet roller, because obviously I'm going to cut it out after. Good pasta dough is firm and leathery to touch, but also pliable. It should never stick to your fingers or crumble and fall apart. Many factors such as humidity, brand of flour used, and size of eggs may affect dough consistency. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's a wee tip here. It says if the dough stays together, pinch a small amount of dough together after mixing with the flat beater. If the dough stays together without sticking to your fingers, it should work well. So I think that's what that means. It may be necessary to add a small amount of flour or water to reach the correct dough consistency. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I want to flatten each piece slightly just to get it started. It's already starting to fall apart. Oh no! Cut dough into pieces. About 1 centimetre thick. That's not very big. But that's what it looks like in the picture. Right, we're just going to go with this and see. Set adjustment knob on pasta sheet roller at 1. By pulling the knob out and... I think that's what I'm on. Yes. Turn mixer. Drum roll please, I know. Turn mixer to speed 2 or 4. Feed flattened piece of dough into rollers to knead. Okay. Right, here goes nothing. Is that even going to go in it? I think it needs to be a wee bit flatter. Right, and then what did it say, 2 or 4? In fact, is the bowl going to be an issue? Should I take the bowl off? Yes. Oh no, this is going well so far. Too thick. I don't know. It does look quite large, this bit at the moment. Right, I'm just going to go with it. Let's just see. There is no. Can you see that? What is that? Oh, this is terrible. Right, hang on. I'm going to try and save it. Oh, no! That's terrible. No, that's nonsense. That is absolute nonsense. Oh, crumbs, exactly. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? I mean, look at that. That's the best piece that we've got. Oh, no. I don't know what to do with it now. And look at, I mean, no, that's the widest it'll go. Right, hold on. Let me try something else. Maybe this is because this is the one that's not been in the fridge. Can you tell it's a nervous laugh? So I'm like, I don't know what to do if this doesn't work. Right, number 4. I'm going to try it a bit faster. Maybe it's too slow. Maybe that's the problem. Nope. I'm just getting faster crumbs now. Oh dear. Right, okay. Let's see. Just try again. The thing is, if it comes to it, I could always just roll it out. Maybe it's too dry. That is possible. I could be here a while, couldn't I? Okay, let's add some water to it. I'm wondering if I could add... I'll just change that over. I'm wondering if... Would oil be weird? Do you ever put oil in pasta? I mean... Oh, nice. So we highlighted message, Jennifer. Too dry. Right, let's try with a bit of water first. Oh, and these are ready. That's... Hold on. I'm going to put my onions out on with my butternut squash quickly. Just so that that's cooking and that's out of the way. And I don't need to worry about it. And I can show you this. This looks nice, at least. So at least that looks nice. So if it comes to it, I'll have some roasted veg for dinner. And that's another 10 minutes. And then I'm going to grab some water to see if I can kind of hydrate. Thank you. Oh, gotta love water. Okay, let's see if I can. I mean, that's just like squishy. You in the dough? Well, hopefully. Oh, that's gone horrible now. I think I've put too much on. Oh, what's happened? This is terrible. It's definitely not too dry anymore. Add another egg. I know, I was wondering that. The only thing is then I'll need to basically start from scratch. Right, I think what I'll do is, now that it's stuck to the board, it's definitely stickier. Maybe I'll try putting some of this through and see if it's a bit better. I don't think it's going to be, but... And then if not, I'll get out one of the ones that was in the fridge and see if if it's cooler, if that makes any difference. And if that doesn't make a difference, I'll put it all together and add another egg. And if that doesn't make a difference, I'm going to have a baked potato for my dinner. See, this is really sticky now. I'm worried it's going to just stick to my little pasta doodah. It doesn't stick overly to my fingers. Will we try it? I just don't really fancy having to clean my pasta maker in between. Ooh. Right, are we ready? Are we ready? No, I don't think any of us are. Right, try number 2. Let's do this. That's it, I am not a quitter. I will not give up until I have no options left. It's better, it's better. Look. It's still very crumbly, but it's a bit better. And it's all stuck. Maybe that was the slowest setting. I'm wondering, but that looks a bit better. And to be honest, I think that would be thin enough for me. I don't think it needs, I could just cut out of this. I'll get maybe 2 or 3 ravioli out of all. Right, okay. Let's do it once more. I'm going to add a tiny bit more water. Which one are you? There we are. And now that it's a bit more kind of open, I'm going to try and almost kind of knead a bit more water into it. I'm loving the support for the pasta. If it will happen that we will get at least like 2 ravioli by the end of it. I promise. I refuse to give up until I have at least 2 ravioli. I'll just make them really big ones and then I won't need to worry too much. I really hope there are no Italians in here. They'll be so disappointed. Right, this is a bit stickier again. Let's squash it out. I'm going to squash out my hands because it keeps getting stuck to the board. Oh, hang on. Apparently I can lubricate that. I wonder if that would make a difference. Oh, it's maintenance though. Maybe not. Right, no, we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna give it another bash. Oh, I'll switch over. You don't want to miss this. this skill here. Right, we're gonna try slow. I think again. I think slow seems better. Look! Yay! It worked! I don't want to put it through again. Right, so hold on. What do you do now? You fold it, don't you? Can I not just cut it like that? Do I need to fold it? What do we think? Do I need to fold it? Can I? It's probably a bit thick still. Right, let's fold it. We're gonna do it properly. Flatten, fold dough in half, and roll again. Okay. Maybe it'll help it like stick together somehow. Fold it in half, and roll again. Okay. Oh, this is so exciting. at it! Yay! I would pass it through a few more times and fold it in between. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Just to try and get it to come. Oh no! Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I'm so pleased. What a faff this is, though. Right, I'll do one more. One more, and then I need to make it a bit thinner, which is where it's probably, we might have issues again, but I mean, look at that. How much like pasta does that look? Right. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. Move adjustment knob to setting 2. Okay. This is where it gets really tense. Yeah, I didn't think it would, but it definitely does. And I've not got nearly as much like of the rips at the side. So that is definitely doing something. Feed dough through rollers to further flatten. I don't know whether, do you know what? Because it's looking so good, I'm going to do it once more on one because I feel like I want like a more of a perfect, like the sides to be more perfect. Yeah, that'll do. I don't want to get a bit too cocky with it. Right, level 2. Are we ready? Ooh. As it should be. Oh, oh my goodness. Look at it! This is so impressive. I really did not think we would get to this stage. Oh, thank you very much for the bits, Julian. I didn't see it because I was that excited. Okay. Until desired dough thickness. I don't even know what dough thickness we want. I wouldn't have thought we'd want much thicker, much thinner than that. Do I do it once more? That looks amazing. It does look quite good. The only thing is I now have to do this 4 times. It's got a cut in it, so I'm just going to take this part off and put it to 3 to see how that looks. Yep, that's too thin. But now we know. Right, so level 3 is too thin because I've got a big rip in it. Is that because of the dough that's on? No. But I think I've just poked 2 holes in it, but I think that's a good. You can almost see my hands underneath it. I'm going to go with that. Okay, so I know what I'm doing now. I can get rid of all the crumbs from the beginning. Can you fold it and pass it through the other? That's a good idea. Let's try this guy and we'll do it that way. That's a good call. Right. Oh. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Hydrate. Thank you, Jennifer. I'll hydrate in a wee second. I will be on it. Yeah, I'm not sure if that helped as much. There's something very satisfying about rolling it through. Did I put it on to 3 or did I do 2? I can't remember now. 3 worked. Gonna put that off, and I'm gonna just cover this in a bit of flour just so that it doesn't stick. This is where I need to get my washing stand out, and I can put it up like I'm hanging up my washing. It's so pretty. Oh, hydrate. That's the wrong water. Thank you. Okay. I think I'm just going to go for the next one. In fact, let me check my veg first. Because I've got a feeling I need to let it cool down. So if the veg is cooked, I can do that first and let it cool down while we're doing the rest of the pasta. And then hopefully everything will kind of come together at the same time. Some gloves. Whew. Yeah, no, I think they're done. So then what did I want to do? Thirsty business it is. It's exhausting, all this pasta making. Okay. In a high-sided bowl, blend the warm vegetables to a thick, smooth puree using a handheld blender. And then set aside. Right, I'm going to use the other bowl because it's a bit more high duty, high wearing. And then I need my blender, whatever it is. Where's the top of it? It is. Okay, now I need to find a spot to do this. This is the thing, pasta takes over your life when you make it. Right, I'll pop this in the bowl just quickly and then I'll bring the bowl over. It doesn't look like a lot of veg. Oh, put the oven off now. Change my screen over. And then apparently this just gets blended until we make like a kind of puree. And then that's going to be our filling for the ravioli. And it does smell lovely. But as I said before, it does need to be cool before we can put it in the pasta. So at least doing it this way, it'll give me time to get the rest of the pasta done. Or as much of the pasta as I can physically do before I get bored with it. Okay. So where have I put it? Is can't believe how thirsty business it is. And I've got dough and flour everywhere. So I'm hoping, it says just to cook the butternut squash until it's tender. And that, I mean, it is. I just hope it's soft enough that it blends okay. Right, I'm going to put my mic down just in case this. I can turn my mic up again now so you can actually hear me. That looks like an interesting puree. I wasn't sure what it was going to look like, but it smells delicious. So hopefully it tastes as nice as it looks. Although it does look a wee bit like baby food. I'll just get this out the road. And so that gets left to cool. I don't think I've got space in my fridge, so I'm not going to be able to put it in my fridge. But I don't think anyway, but I think it should cool quite quickly because there's not a lot to it. So I'll show you it here. So that's what it looks like. So it does look quite like baby food, but it smells really nice. So should be lovely. Right, let me see if I can find a wee space in the fridge because I think that would be helpful. Almost. There we go. Just need a wee bit of Tetris games there. Okay, so now we're gonna finish off the rest of the pasta. Hopefully. So I'm thinking I'll probably do the one that's at room temperature as well, like the second one that's room temperature first, because I'm going to need to add water to them anyway. So we'll play about with this one first. And I'm going to try and do it like I did with the first one the second time and kind of almost knead the water into it because that seemed to work quite well. So let's try that and see. I'm slightly more optimistic about this now. I wasn't sure when I started, and then obviously when I was just getting crumbs out of the pasta maker, I thought, oh no. But the filling smells really nice. The pasta is better than it was to begin with. So when this might be a success, you never know. Right, so I'm going to just press it together and kind of flatten it a wee bit. And then we'll move back over here and try and remember what we did Right. So I want to put it through number 1 for a bit. Purple Coffins! Hello! Crashes in, quite literally. How was your stream? How did your Balmoral chicken go? I'm so gutted I didn't see the end of it, but I was so excited. It looked really, really good. Thank you very much for your follow, Luco Rivers. To everyone that's just joined, we're having a bit of a mare with the pasta, but it's a learning experience and we're definitely getting there. It was awesome. The chicken turned out so tasty. Oh, I can imagine. I'm so jealous. I'd love some of that for my dinner just now. So if you could deliver some, that'd be great. How did your neeps go? Right, well, what went wrong with it is it's a gluten-full recipe. So I just adapted it slightly to make it gluten-free. And the first time I put the first lot of pasta through this machine, it literally just spurted out crumbs at the bottom. But now we have, oh no, we're okay. Look, actual pasta. I'm not going to move it about too much because I'm worried that it's all going to fall apart. But we have pasta. So I now have quite a lot more dough to play about with and try and get the same. And we shall see how we go. But it's definitely been a learning experience. See, there we go, there's the crumbs. That's what we're talking about. Well, it was eaten, but I think we maybe spoke too soon. I think, oh, for goodness sake, I think I need more water in this one. But I like your positivity, Eaterin, and I appreciate it. The neeps refused to cook for ages. Oh no. See, that's why I'm all about just buying one of the little microwave ones. It's bad, but it's just so much easier. I love butternut squash. So do I, and the only time I actually ever really have it is when I have butternut squash soup. I don't really have it with anything else. So I thought this could be an interesting one. And it's with sage. And I feel like that's quite sort of autumnal. And that's definitely the weather we're experiencing now. So I felt like that fit quite well. Plus, I've never actually had butternut risotto. Not risotto, what are we making? Ravioli. You'd think I would know by now. So I'm excited to see. Ooh, butternut squash, goat's cheese and sage in a pasty. Oh, that sounds amazing. Although, to be fair, anything in a pasty and I'd be quite happy. But that does sound really good. Oh, thank you, Luke Rivers. It's quite a different one to Purple Coffin's accent. But I'm from much further south in Scotland. I'm from just outside Glasgow. So our accents are quite different. But just as unique. Right, let's try again. Are we ready? Oh, look! Nearly! Oh, I get too excited too early. Oh. I'm kind of getting bored of this. You know, that's true. Yours isn't it's not like a strong Scottish accent. But I do think that, like, I was aware when I saw you the first time that you were Scottish. But then I don't think that mine's a strong accent. But it's probably just because it's, like, in contrast to other people here, mine's not a strong accent. Oh no, I know, this is the problem. I'm going to end up with the smallest ravioli portion for dinner. The aim is if we can get 2 really nice bits of ravioli, then I can give up. Right, let's try again. This is really sticky now. I'm not sure I think this might be too sticky. But we'll try it. That's our thing. We're not giving up. We're not quitters over here. You can do it. Thank you. I think you're almost there with this one. I hope so. It's really quite sticky now though. But I think the other one was as well, so hopefully it'll be okay. You study voices and accents. Oh, that's cool. I think that'd be really, really interesting. And I think it'd be interesting to know like where the accents came from and stuff and how that all kind of came about. So very much in love with the accent. Thank you. I'm glad someone likes it. Oh no! It's got worse. It's actually got worse. Look, what is that? It's just it's raining though. I mean, oh, this is so disappointing. Oh no, I know. Oh, well, I mean, maybe I could make something out of that. What is this? What is that? That's just a mess. Is it too thin? I mean, it can't physically go any thicker than this. This is like the thickest. That's the thickest setting, and then I have to redo it a few times to get it thinner. So I don't know what the problem is. Northerners in the US and the UK say my name. Eaterin. E. So would you say it more like Aterin? Aterin? Soup and dumplings, chicken. We might end up flattening it more, right? Right, because I don't think I can make this any more liquidy. Chicken and dumplings and soup and that might be a shout actually. Okay, we'll try again. We're on it. We will get this done. It'll be about 9 o'clock at night here, and I'll still be like, no, I will get the pasta to work. I don't think there's a correct way to say it, so I'm going to say Eastern or Eaterian. I'm going to call you Eaterin because I think I would forget because that's stuck in my head now anyway. So I hope that's okay. Chunky dumplings for the top. We might be onto something. I could always just make like a butternut squash soup. Right, I think this is better. Let's try this. Oh, hang on. I had it on too low as well. Right, hold on. Let's see. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Yay! We did it! This is very much a team effort, by the way. I feel lucky about this one. Me too. There must have been, there's good vibes about this one. Woo! Right, I'm going to try, if I can focus, it's quite, can I do it that way maybe? And will that go in? No. Woo! Honestly, I am loving the support for my terrible ravioli. Oh, look how good that looks. That looks like full-on pasta. We're getting there. We are getting there. That one went a bit weird going in. How many times did it say to put it through? I think it was 3, wasn't it? And then to start going down the levels. I mean, it's a very odd shaped one, but I put, it just won't quite fit in that way, but I want to get it a nicer shape. I know I should really take what I'm given at the moment, but there we go. Beautiful. Right, I think I'm gonna lower it now. Oh, thank you very much for your subscription. Look, oh, I can guarantee you more quality content like that. Right, oh, it's got, oh no. No, we're okay. Can we remember? I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to do any thinner because it's all going to fall apart. Look at that badge. Do you like it? I hope you like it. I spent a good wee while making them. So I don't know if you can see that. Look at the beauty of that. So that's not overly thin. That's only level 2. I have absolutely no idea how you could get that thinner because that's just going to fall to pieces if I try and make it thinner. So level 2 is where it's at. And we've now just got another 2 chunks to also roll through, and then we can start actually making some ravioli. So, oh, thank you very much, Luco. Oh, welcome, Purple Coffins. How do you like the name of I'm going to call you all my family. You're all in the confetti clan. Came up with that the other day. So welcome to the confetti clan. Oh, and thank you very much for your follow, Duchess. It's lovely to have you here. Maybe I should ruin dinners more often. Oh, well, I appreciate that as well. Thank you very much, Purple Coffins. I'm feeling the love tonight. I hope it's not just because y'all feel sorry for me because I'm hopeless at making risotto. I keep calling it risotto, ravioli. But do we see this? This is an authentic ravioli presser, cutter outer from Italy. So that's where it's all we're all gonna go uphill again. Zobocat, how are you today? I hope you're good and having a good Wednesday. Forgot what day it was for a second. I know, that's dedication. I think that's why I'm keeping going, because I'm like, I will use my ravioli cutter. It will happen. Okay, this is really sticky again now. So and these, right, so right at the beginning we were trying to decide whether it's actually going to help anything by putting the dough in the fridge, because it says to cool it, but because it's gluten-free I didn't need it, so it wasn't that hot or warm to begin with. So as a wee experiment, we put 2 of the little balls of dough in the fridge and kept 2 out on the worktop. So we've done the 2 that were on the worktop, and these are now the ones that were in the fridge. How do you do the dough gluten-free? Right, well, I found a recipe online for the butternut squash ravioli, and I thought that looks really nice. The dough, the recipe said to use, what is it, 00 or 00 dough, like the proper Italian pasta flour, rather, not dough, flour. I obviously don't have that. I've never ever seen it in a gluten-free version. So I used, instead of 300 grams of the pasta flour, I used 200 grams of plain flour, 100 grams of rice flour, and about almost a teaspoon of xanthan gum, just to try and get that kind of gummy element to it. And I thought by using the rice flour as well, that tends to be a bit more sticky and kind of stretchy. So I thought a mixture of those, we should be onto something. Butternut squash risotto does sound good. That could be our backup. But no, I think I'm more pleased with this now. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Right, so this was in the fridge. I've ruined it slightly because I've kind of kneaded it a bit, and we can't have it too. Oh, I've put it on the wrong camera again. I can't have it too thick, because that's what we learned earlier, that doesn't work. So I'm gonna move. Oh, don't stick to my worktop. Right, I'm gonna move these out the road a wee bit. Do not stick, so that I can get more on. I really should have got my washing line out, because I think that's what they do in Italy, don't they? They hang it over their washing line. Okay, are we ready? It was number 2, wasn't it? Right, I feel like this is just how it's gonna go. The first one, it's gonna be crumbs. Right. Some stuck in it. That's what my wee brush is for. I got a wee brush with it and I had no idea what it was actually for. That's really good. Sorry, you're just seeing the top of my head now. Okay, bit more water. Oh, no worries. Thank you very much for the lurk. Thank you for the raid. And welcome to the confetti clan. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's going to work. It is. We'll get there. It might take us a couple hours, but we'll get there. And I'll put a picture of whatever the outcome is on my Discord, so you can go over and have a wee look at that, or on Twitter if you like. Have a good evening, and thank you again. Okay, we've got more water in it. Pasta worked out great. This stuff did, yes. I've still got 2 little balls to try and get to work. So let's see. I think it just needs a little bit of work. That's all. A little bit, a bit of TLC. I'm just really concerned it's going to stick to the worktop. Okay, let's try again. Well, that looks quite thick still. Okay. No! Oh, just do it properly. Oh! That was stupid. I did the wrong setting. No wonder it wasn't working. No, it's still not working. Ah, dearie me. One more try. So far, the room temperature ones have worked much better, which is interesting. So that's the thing. It has been a bit of an experiment, but at least I feel like we're a wee bit closer to some answers now. I mean, this is so sticky now. Okay. Let's try again. Let's try again. The right settings this time. Too thick. Oh, excuse me. It's not for having it. Oh, come on. Oh, this is fun when it works. Less fun when it doesn't. I might try. I don't know what the difference is. Casey, the pasta looks smashing. I am glad you think so. It's being a bit of a nightmare, if we're honest. If you have any pasta making tips, please do share. Because I'm struggling a wee bit. Right, we've got it on the right setting here. I want it on setting 2 there. Well, Casey, it's gluten-free dough. So it's not any of the things it should be. But I'm still trying. But look, I've made some. So I've got maybe enough for like 5 pieces of ravioli. But I've still got some dough to use, so yeah. So I'm still not giving up. I refuse to give up just yet. We'll get there. And yeah, no, it's a bit of a disaster. But the support from everyone in the chat is getting me through this. If yous weren't all here, I would have given up by now. Roll it thinner. That's what I'm thinking. To be honest, I'm going to get to the stage, I'm just going to get the rolling pin out. Right, hold on, let's see. What's that, baby? Okay, that's a bit thinner now than we've done. Let's try it. Let's try it. Right, cross your fingers. I feel good about this one. Nope. Oh, look. Yes, we got it. No worries. Thank you for being here, Casey. It was nice to see you. And you might catch us at the end with hopefully some ravioli. Oh, we're getting there. Right, so I think the secret is quite wet the dough and thinner. Ah, I'll put it in sideways. Oh, well, that one didn't work very well. Yay! Thank you very much. Right, let me try. I'm going to do them a bit more individually to try and get a better shape. Although, not that it really matters, because I'm just going to be cutting some out anyway, so... That way. There we go! And then get it a little bit thinner. Beautiful! And then I can maybe get a wee bit off of this one. Oh, look how, right. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. 6 hours later, we're still going. I'm kidding, it's definitely not been that long. Just feels it. Right, one more ball of dough. One more, and then I can start actually making some ravioli. Right, so what did we say? Quite wet the dough should be, and then I want it a lot thinner to go through, and that to be on the right setting. Oh, look at me. I'm absolutely covered in flour. Oh, what a mess. Oh well. At least I now know that it's possible to make gluten-free pasta like this. It'll be interesting to see how it cooks, because I think with these you prep them, you put the filling in, cut them out, and then I think we boil them. My hands are too dirty to go and look at the recipe, but I think we boil them. So the trick is going to be trying to get them to stay together. And I'm hoping that my little ravioli gadget will pretty much do that for me, because I think that's what it's for. As long as I don't put too much of the filling in. And then, does it maybe get fried in a little bit of oil and some sage and some sun-dried tomatoes, which I thought sounded quite nice. I wonder if we could get this one first time. What do we reckon? I'm gonna give the water a good work in, and I'm gonna try and get it first go. And then we want it quite thin. We have some mess to clean up after this. Oh dear. The joys. So I mean that, if you can like look how, can you see how wet and sticky that is in my hand? You wouldn't think that would work, but this seems to be the way to go. It's possibly just because it is gluten-free dough. I mean, if you were making like regular stuff, you probably wouldn't need it as wet because you've got the gluten to kind of keep it stuck together. But yeah, it's an adventure. Okay, so we're on the right setting. I've dropped flour everywhere. Right, and then I want to get a little space for this guy when he's finished, so he doesn't stick. Right, what do we reckon? Can we do it first time? Let's see. Nope. Nearly. It wasn't far off that time. It was not far off. Second time lucky. Considering most other ones have been fourth time lucky, I think. I'll take second time. I will. Wee bit more water. Oh, don't know why my face is set. Surely it's far too late in the year for hay fever. Right, and then I want this much thinner. Okay, oh, stick please. Okay, a bit thinner. It's quite difficult because it's so sticky that it's sticking to everything, but I don't want to put more, like too much more flour on it, because that defeats the whole point of putting the water through it. So okay, I think that's better. What do we reckon? Can you see? Okay. Must be really nice to be able just to make pasta, like, yeah, no bother at all. Straight on, straight in. Easy. Oh. Oh. It's closer. We've got bits of pasta. It's closer, but not quite there yet. I'm going to clean off this as well, because I don't think that's helping. Fingers crossed. I appreciate that. Oh, right, once more. This'll be the, what is it, third time's a charm. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I mean, to be fair, at least this isn't, like, at least I've got some pasta that's worked and that's ready to go. Plus, it's given the butternut squash plenty of time to cool down. All of this faffing. And then I think what I'm going to do, I think I'll cut the ravioli first, and then I can, oh no, that doesn't make sense, does it? That's not how you do it. Oh no, this is going to be complicated now. Right, so what I'll need to do is spoon out little bits of the butternut squash on here, put another sheet on top, and then press it out with the little presser. It's going to be like a jigsaw. I like jigsaws. So, yeah, let's see how we go. Right, this is much more sticky and horrible. So hopefully it'll work. I'm just going to try and get it as flat as I can with my hands to put it through the pasta maker. Okay. No worries. Thank you for the belief. I appreciate it. I will post the results, whatever they may be, on my Discord later. So if you want to head over there and have a wee look, hopefully it turns out well, and if not, I'll show you anyway. But have a good night. Right, let's try it. Let's go. Oh, it's definitely not thin enough. It's so sticky. Let's see. Why? Oh, right, now I'm getting really frustrated now. This is no longer fun. Oh, it's so close, that one, though. Here we go. Nope. Ah, right. It definitely seems to be, you have to do this 4 times. Get out. Yeah, you seem to have to work this 4 times before it'll actually do what it's told. Oh, right. Another go. If you've just joined, welcome. I am attempting to make ravioli for the very first time with a gluten-free dough. If you just saw my attempt there, you can see it's not going very well. But the support is fantastic. And yeah, we're getting there. I've got a few bits rolled out, so we're not going to go hungry. But I've got one last bit of dough to roll out. 4 times seems to be the charm before this actually works. So this is the 4th time of our 4th batch of dough. So I've been at this for a wee while. And we'll see if we can get this one to do what it's told. And then I'm going to have to scrub my kitchen when I'm finished. I mean, look at that. Can you see all that on my hands? I mean, you wouldn't think that would work. But it's obviously something to do with the gluten-free dough, that it's just not like wet and sticky enough. So if anyone has any tips for gluten-free pasta dough, please feel free to share. Okay. Seems barely fine to me. Yeah, this is exactly how people make pasta. This is definitely how all the chefs do it. Okay. Right, are we ready? I'm not sure I am. Okay. That's clean. We've got a clean-ish. Go. There we go. Okay. I feel like if this doesn't work, I'm going to give up on this bit. Because it's just getting ridiculous. Right. Right, we're going in. I mean, why? Look, I mean, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting. It's so close though, it's so frustrating. Like, it's closer every single time, and that's why I'm really struggling to give up on it. What does that say? Halt. I know. Does that mean I should just give up? Are we bored of watching the pasta fail on its way through the pasta machine? Right, once more. Okay, well, this is the last time. I'm not doing it again. This is the last one. So if everyone could all cross all their fingers, all their toes, their legs and their arms and everything. Because I just want some nice ravioli for my dinner. I wish I could remember how thin the other ones were. I feel like this is quite thin, but I don't know if that's where the problem is. I love this wee brush though, how cute's that? Wee cleaning brush. It's coming quite handy already. Okay. The thing is, I probably would have been much quicker just doing this with a rolling pin. But then it probably wouldn't have been nearly as entertaining. Okay. I don't think I'm going to get that much thinner. Let's just go for it. Right, we've got the right setting. We're on the right setting. Cross your fingers, toes, everything. Right, let's go. Nearly! Oh, damn it. No, no. Oh. The dough is so sticky now, it's ridiculous. I wonder if I can even get like a couple of wee bits. If I do it that way, that kind of works. Just do a tiny bit at a time. Yeah, something like that. At least it's definitely not too dry. Makes it a little peaky. Yeah. It says level 2, it might be too warm, it may well be. But then the first lot worked better. And they were out in the on the worktop. I mean, it seems to be okay if I do it in little tiny chunks. But then my problem with this is, I don't know if my ravioli cutter thing, it's going to be too big, I think. I could make little wee toti raviolis. I mean, I don't think, is that, can I save that? I'm not sure I can. Right, hold on, I know what I'm going to do. You could crimp it with a fork. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think most of them will work okay, but these last ones, they're so small that I probably will have to do that. So, right, I don't understand. Why is it working now? We've got it! Oh, that's the wrong one as well. Yay! We've got it! It just shows you that persistence is key. You're not allowed to give up. You must just keep going and you will get there eventually. It might take hours, but you will get there eventually. And it is, oh, I broke it. And it is quite rewarding when it eventually works. Once you get it going, it seems to work good. It does, that's the issue, it's just trying to get it going. Oh, thank you, Elaine. Maybe you're working the xanthan gum more evenly. That's true, actually, because I did mix it to begin with. in the food processor, but maybe it just wasn't mixing through properly. But at least we now have some pasta that I can use. And my hands are an absolute mess. So I'm going to get rid of all the dough on my hands first. And then we can have a wee look and see what the next step is. Oh, it's like glue, this stuff. So it sticks on my hands, but it won't stick together going through the pasta maker. That's very good. Nearly there. Oh, hydrate, thank you. I needed that. Although I've got dough in my glass of water. Oh dear. Can't even have a drink. That looks better. Put a dough in your water. It just shows you how much of a mess I've made. Right. The fun part now is I need this part to cook on. Although I suppose I could do the ravioli first, cut it all out, and then move it over, and then get the wee hob out. I'll do that. Get you out the road. Yeah, I'll leave you on this view so that you can see me do the rest of the ravioli. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see if this works or not, but at least we're getting closer. So this is our filling. It does look like baby food, but it tastes really nice. You'll just have to trust me on it, but it does taste nice. So I think the idea is, and I've got flour all on my face. Okay. I'm really not going to get a lot of ravioli from all of this. And I'm just thinking the thing that you can do as well, I think, is the leftovers that you obviously don't use, you can roll up and put through that again. So I'll need to keep that in mind. Okay. I feel slightly overwhelmed now. We'll just go with it. Let's go with it, see what happens. Yeah, wee spoon. Okay, so that's how big they can be. Can I get 2 on there? Yeah. I don't want to put... So am I. I've never used it before, so I'm quite excited to see how it works. But I feel like because it's literally from Italy, it has to be good. Okay. Is that too full, do we think? Oh, you can't see that properly. Do we think they're too full? Oh, this is so tricky. I'm going to take a wee bit off because I'm worried that when I put the other one on, that it might like press it all out. Yeah, let's try that now. Are we ready for our tool? I can't get it out, but it looks fantastic. In the little tool, it looks great. Aww. Should I have oiled the tool maybe? No wonder ravioli is really expensive if you have it when you're out for dinner. What a faff. Look how pretty! And look at the edges. Can you see that? I think they're going to stay together and everything. Isn't it though, magic cookie? Okay, we have one ravioli. I'm going to set up a little... It does look like a little cookie. It's so cute. Right, I'm going to set up a little plate with a little bit of flour on it that I can put them on when they're done. Sorry, that was really loud. Fantastic. Yeah, now, I mean, at least I know that the filling tastes nice. So, that's a good start. Okay. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. That looks so nice. Right, next one. It's quite tricky to see where the filling is in the middle. And I'm wondering if I should... Yay! Right, so if I just shake it, they'll come out. Look how good they look. Right, no, I'm excited again now. I don't think we're going to get very many out of them, but they're looking pretty good so far. That's going to be a wee bit tight, I think. Right, we'll leave those ones to last because they're a bit thinner. Not only do you have 2 raviolis, you have an edible superhero. Yeah, that's true. That's what they look like a bit, actually. Fab. Oh, we're getting there. We are getting there. It's trying to find... Oh, I'm going to have to go in for a shower after this. I've got flour all over me. Right, we'll try this one. And maybe that one on top. Right. Okay. The thing is, you only get, what's that, a teaspoon of the filling. So it's not a huge amount, but I mean, I think if I wanted to, I could go back and like these bits, the bits that I've cut off, I could roll them through. So I'll see how we go with the rest of it, how long it takes me to do all of this. And then I might do that at the end. Oh, that's got wee holes in it. I wonder if I could split it. Let's try this way. And it's definitely very jigsaw-like. Oh, I think this dough might be a bit thicker. Ah, yay! Where are you? There you are. Oh, I'm really pleased with the way these look. I feel like I could definitely be using the dough in a better way, but not gonna be big enough. It's quite therapeutic, actually, this. Oh, it's coming together. And I can maybe use this one for these two. Thank you, Boardwell. We're getting there. It's been a long journey. Oh, But we're nearly there. I now have a cat very patiently waiting for his dinner at my feet. If these fall apart when I boil them, I'm just going to go to my bed, I think. No! Yeah, if they fall apart when I boil them, I think it'll be a takeaway and bedtime. I give up. Oh, that one might be a bit dodgy. No, it looks okay. Right, so I've got 6 pieces of ravioli so far. And I'm going to keep all of this and see if I can reuse any of it. Might actually. Maybe if I do that, that might be a better idea. And then I can see roughly where I'm putting it. Yeah, that's a better idea. It's all about learning. Well, I can't see where my wee lines are now. Oh, you can't actually see me do this one. I can confirm the filling is really nice. So if nothing else, I've made some really nice baby food. I'm so impressed with this little tool. It's so clever. And it works so well and it makes them look so pretty. Right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look! Yay! I'm gonna see how many more I can get just out of the random bits and pieces. Oh, that's helpful. I can at least get another 2. I keep putting it in a place where you can't actually see me doing anything. Yum. I think they are going to taste pretty good. Is it worth it? Not sure. It probably is if you're using regular dough. But for gluten-free dough, it's a faff. And then we've just got the what do you call it, the challenge of cooking them without them all falling apart. Can I get, what do we think? 1, I think that'll just work. Yeah. We're just gonna try it because I don't want to crimp any myself when the others look so good. I'd be so disappointed. At least it does smell really, really nice. Right, and I have to say, if you're ever going to make ravioli, get one of these because it properly crimps the edges together so that it's not going to fall apart. Right, how many have I got now? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. An unlucky number. I'm just looking to see. I'm not sure I can get... Oh, I can get a wee one out of there. I'm just going to try and use up some of the scraps. But the funny thing is, right, so this recipe is apparently for 4 servings. That would mean you would get 4 pieces each. That is not enough ravioli, is it? I don't think I would be particularly happy if somebody served me a plate of ravioli and it only had 4 bits of ravioli on. Right, we've now got an odd number. No, an even number that's not 13. So that's good. Not that I'm superstitious. Oh, I found a wee hole in this one. I'm just going to squeeze down the end. Right. I would say that's good enough for me. Not 4 is not enough. Right, that's enough. I can't, I've stuck with it long enough. I'm going to keep this dough just in case I figure out something to do with it, because it seems a shame. 7 each. 7 each sounds much better than 4. That'd be enough. It would not be enough raviolis. It'd be enough for me to make, but it wouldn't be enough for me to eat. Yeah, so that's what we're going to work with at the moment. And the dough I'll keep. I mean, look at it. You can see it's just falling apart. But I'll keep it, and I'm sure there'll be something I'll be able to do with it. Because I don't want to just throw it out, so I'll figure out something to do with it. But not today, because I've had it with gluten-free pasta dough. I'm over it. But I'm so pleased with these. Look how good they look. That was a high voice, but yes, very pleased. Thank you. We got there. We got there in the end. Now it's just to cook them and hope that they stay intact. Right, I'm going to need to have a quick tidy so that I can get my hob out. Because otherwise I'm going to have nowhere to cook on. So I'm going to put this one on and you can just sit and look at the ravioli. Okay. I've still got, I mean, look how much filling I've got left. So I think you are supposed to properly keep rolling out the dough, and which I might do another day. Hi. My cat's there just ready for me to trip over him so that he gets his dinner. But yeah, I feel like that the thing that made this a success was definitely the little cutter. Without that, I don't think it would have been nearly as impressive. Now I just need to get all of the flour and everything off the worktop. I should change the title of this to cleaning. Cleaning after dough fail. But I definitely do feel like I know a bit better how to make that now. And I feel like if I was to make it again, it would be a lot, I would know what I was doing more, and it would probably take less time and less attempts at trying to get the dough right. So, and that's I think that's one of the points of cooking. It's good fun to try and experiment, to try new things, even if it's just to realise that that's not for you. You're not a pasta maker. But then you know. Right, that looks so much better. There's something nice about a clean worktop. They look really good. Thank you. It's mainly thanks to my little cutter. That was definitely the star of the show today. Okay, let me try and get at my little hobs so that we can cook. We can cook that now. And there's flour all over these as well, because there's flour everywhere. Right, let's get this plugged in. Actually, I'll take this off first, because it's... That wasn't meant to happen. I'm glad I've not got the overhead camera on. I've just untwisted my little... Huh? How does that work? That makes no sense. There we go. I thought I'd broken that again. Deary me. Deary me. Okay. Right, we're nearly back to normal. We're almost there. Almost there. Okay, now I need to figure out what we want to do with the raviolis. So I will consult a recipe again. So we've got onto our last page. Oh, I shouldn't have read this. No, it's okay, because it says before you cut them out, you should put some water all around the edges. But I think because of my little tool, I don't need it. Yeah. So we're fine. Okay, for the garnish. Heat the olive oil in a small frying pan, add the sage, remove and set aside, then add the sun-dried tomatoes, fry and set aside. Okay, and then cook the ravioli in a saucepan with cold water. Okay, so I'm going to put the saucepan of cold water on first to get that going, and it says about half full. Half full. And then add a teaspoon of salt and bring to the boil. That's about a teaspoon. And bring to the boil. Right. Where are we at now? When the water is boiling, carefully lower the ravioli into it. Ravioli? Oh dear. Boil for a few minutes. You could make some extra ravioli to test the cooking time. Nah, that's funny. No, thank you. I mean, to be fair, it was a faff, but I think it is going to taste really nice. So I'm quite looking forward to it after all of that. And I do think I would make it again. As long as it tastes nice, I think I would make it again. It's not put me off that much. Just going to give this a quick wipe down because I can't. I'm so covered in flour as it is. I'm just going to try and get rid of all evidence of the dough and the flour. There we go. Right, I feel better now. I feel much, much better. Right, I'm going to turn this round so you can start to see. Oh, hang on. I'll need to do a wee bit of a shifty with this because it's. I think that's okay. We'll leave it at that. And then I'm going to get a pan for our sage and sun-dried tomatoes and olive oil. I was so pleased I managed to get sage. It's one of these things that I've tried to get a few times, and sometimes it can be quite difficult to get hold of. So I managed to get some today, which was lucky. Oh, it smells amazing. Right, so that's going. And then we need... I've lost my place again. Heat the olive oil. Where is the olive oil? It says a small pan, but 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Although that's for 4 people, isn't it? So I'm probably going to need less than that. Right, you'll get your dinner in a minute. Cat's desperate for his dinner. Right, I think I'm going to go for 4 because I don't need to use all the oil when we're serving. But that'll give the sage and the tomatoes plenty to sit in. And then we want a handful of fresh sage leaves and some chopped up sun-dried tomatoes. Oh, that's not sun-dried tomatoes. Oh, look at that. Missy's muscle. Okay, so I can stick this on. And then we're going to fry off our sage and then take it out, and then fry off our sun-dried tomatoes and then take them out. And then I think throw it all together, I think. Yeah. It feels like a fairly straightforward dish, you would think. But it's 3 pages of instructions for the recipe. So there's quite a lot to it. But we're nearly there. So I have to cut the sun-dried tomato into thin strips. So you can't see this, which is a bit silly, but my hands are all oily now. Ethan, I'm glad you're still here. I thought everyone's going to have given up by now. But we're nearly at the finish line. And this is a bit I'm excited about because this is a bit that feels like it's going to be tasty then. So it says 4 sun-dried tomatoes for 4 people. That doesn't seem like a lot, so I'm just going to do 4 anyway. And Magic Cookie, you're still here too. I'm glad. I'm glad that you'll all be able to see the final results. Or did ravioli once I was appalled I got 5. That's what I mean. I'm exactly the same even now. Like, what's the point? But to be fair, I now fully understand because it takes so long to make those 5 ravioli that by the time if they're serving at a restaurant, the amount of ravioli they would need to make. So I fully understand it. I'll never take ravioli for granted ever again. That's why I filled you up good. I'm glad. Yeah, I totally understand it. That's what I mean. I will never take ravioli for granted ever again. Right, and then we want a handful of sage. I'm assuming just the leaves. Or is this just to... Right, hold on. Do you eat the sage or is it just to flavour it? Add the sage leaves, yes. Until they look translucent. I wouldn't have thought that would happen, but okay. Right, so the sage is going in first. Just realised I've left you on a very dull couple of pans. But I'm going to add stuff to them in a wee second. It says a handful. Again, I'm not quite sure how many that is, but the smell of sage is so nice. It's not something I'm used to cooking with, I think mainly because I can't always get hold of it, as I said, so it's quite a nice wee treat. So yeah, I finished reading the recipe and it says that basically, yeah, so I got half of the ravioli out of the dough because you're supposed to do half of it and then roll it all back up again and start again to do the other half. That's not happening today. Right, I think that seems quite hot. I'm gonna turn it down a wee bit. And then I want to get, ooh, well that's satisfying. Right, so I have to fry them until they look translucent. I'm just going to stick a few more in. Oh, the smell of that is incredible. Big one, that'll do. That'll do. So I'm not 100% sure of when, like how quickly they're going to go translucent. For 10 to 15 seconds. That was probably 10 to 15 seconds already, wasn't it? Yeah. Some of them have started to go, well, crispy rather. Okay. We'll take these out now. Try and drain off as much of the oil. I love the taste and smell of sage. If you could smell the sage just now, it's so nice. It's stronger than I was expecting. But it smells so good. It smells like autumn. I'm not sure what that is or what that smell is, but that's what it smells like. Right, so we've got the sage and then we want to add the sun-dried tomatoes. Again, that doesn't seem like a lot. I'm going to do another one. Because you want quite a bit of... Because this is really your only topping. So you want a bit more, I would have said. I'm going to need to work out my lighting because it's getting so dark here so early that my lights are kind of blinding everything. Right, so these then get fried for 20 to 30 seconds. So they're just doing their business in there. Oh, the sage is almost gone crispy. That's quite cool. And I need to get this up a bit because it's not doing anything. So that we can then start doing the ravioli. Again, I think you could go up as well. 20 to 30 seconds. I want a wee bit more, I think. So I think basically this whole bit is to make the oil taste nice. And then once you serve it, you serve up just the dry ravioli with a little bit of the oil over the top and the rest of the tomatoes, apparently. So okay. Yeah, so we are on step number 17 of 20. Oh, that smells really good too. And I think this would be a nice one, like if you're having a dinner party or something, I feel like this would be quite an impressive, it's getting quite hot now, it'd be quite an impressive one to do, to kind of show off. Yeah, I think that'll do us here. They've got a wee bit of colour. I'm just going to kind of drain them off and hope that we're left with some oil in the pan. It's funny, I'm not normally a big fan of sun-dried tomatoes, but I just really like the sound of it in this. Ooh, and it's a slightly different colour now, the oil. Okay, so that's done, so I can get rid of all of this stuff, and then it's just the ravioli, and then we can put it all together, and I can eat. Just going to pop all of this in the fridge really quickly. We're just waiting for our water to boil. It's taking a wee minute though. Stick my dough in for whatever I end up doing with that. Right, are we nearly there with the boiling? Not quite. Okay, so I need the spoon. Get this cleared up and then I'll be ready to serve as soon as they are. So if you've just joined and you've missed, we call it Ravioli Gate, here are my raviolis, finally. So it was a process, but we got there. And now I'm hoping this is going to taste really nice when it all comes together. I can move this over here and then I can actually see these. Okay, so once it comes to the boil, I have to lower it in. I'm not quite sure, it's taking forever. Put it up, Ravioli Gate. Yeah, that's what it feels like right now. I should probably just get rid of the dough because it'll give me nightmares just sitting in the fridge looking at me. But I'm looking forward to it now. So I'm gonna do half of them. I'm gonna make one portion. I think I might even get out one of my fancy plates for the occasion. Yeah, let's use the fancy plates. If you can't use them for ravioli, when can you? Although, if I do that, it's going to look like a pathetic portion. Because the plates are huge. Seven pieces. Just going to sit down here for a bit. I need to get smaller plates. All my plates are so big, they're going to make the ravioli look ridiculous. Right, no, we're just going to go with it. Because they're a nice colour. And we all know what happened. So, We know why there's not that many ravioli. Sorry, my plate cupboard. Right, are we there yet? Come on. So yeah, my plates are huge. It's probably going to look slightly excessive, but oh well. The colour should be nice against it. I need to get another one out just to sit the raviolis on to catch any excess water. And that'll kind of help dry them off a wee bit. Oh, I needed that. Oh, it's nearly boiling. We're nearly there. Yes, I'm going to do, I'm over here. I'm going to do 7 to begin with. Yeah, I thought I'd miscounted there, but I've got 14 pieces. I'm going to do 7 to begin with and pretend that's a portion size. And to be fair, eating that would be a good portion size for you then if 5 is enough. So I would say that's good. And I've got good prices. I won't charge you too much for it. Even though I feel like it's taking me all day to make them. Oh, shall we lie down now? I feel like seven's a good number. 5 seems a wee bit on the low side, but I feel like 7's quite a good for a starter anyway. I'm not sure that's a main course, but I might need to come up with something else for my dinner to have with it. We'll see. We'll see. We might be okay. They might be filling enough that I won't notice that I've not had that much. Right, we're nearly boiling there, and then I'm going to lower the ravioli in. Hope and pray that they don't all fall apart, because if they do, I'm going to turn the stream off and go to my bed. But I think we should be good. And then once they're cooked, boil, blah blah blah, carefully drain. We'll have to drain them. Right, okay. Oh, hang on, I don't use the oil at all. I'm talking a lot of nonsense. Right, so the sage flavours the oil, which then flavours the tomatoes, and you put the tomatoes in with it. Okay, that makes sense. I thought we were going to get a wee bit of oil. Super Noodle! Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Cheers. I need it now after all this work I've done today. If you can call this work. If you've just joined us, or if you've not been lurking, this is what I've made. Some cheeky wee raviolis. It's weird, they look better for me than they do in the camera. They look a bit strange in the camera. But they look pretty good. So, oh, you try not to poke holes in the bottom of them. I'm going to turn these around quickly because the bottom of them is a bit softer. And that might help hold them together a wee bit. White wine, I hope. It should be. Unfortunately, it's just water at the moment, but I'm not sure I would have been able to manage this if I was drinking white wine at the same time. So white wine, water at the moment, might be a white wine when I'm having my dinner. We're boiling. Okay. I've just realised that was sitting right on the end of the worktop. I thought if that falls off. Okay, so I'm going to do 7 to start with. Are we ready? And if you see one opening up, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Why have you gone that way? Everybody else is lying flat and you're floating about. Why? Right, so there's another 7. So it says to cook to your liking. I don't know how long that takes. I'm gonna say 3 minutes because I think that's, if you buy ravioli, I feel like that's how long it takes. Hey, carefully drain, turn to the saucepan. No, so you don't. No, so you do fry them. This recipe's get me so confused. You do fry them. So I'm gonna put this back on, and I'll maybe take out half of the oil if I'm only doing half just now. Then I don't want to use all of the oil on one. In my head, that makes sense. Okay. We're all good. And then, you can eat sage leaves, can't you? Let me try one. Oh, they just taste deep fried. I suppose if you had that with all the others, it's probably quite nice. Why have they done that? Why are they all going around the edges? That's a bit strange. I've got absolutely no idea when I'm supposed to know if these are cooked. Because I feel like the pasta dough was probably a bit thicker than I would have liked. But it wasn't for being thinner, so I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to give it the 3 minutes that I put the timer on for. And we'll see. Hi, come on in. Oh, cats are in and out, in and out, in and out. Excuse me. It's that stage. They're definitely looking a bit lighter. I really don't understand why they're kind of dancing about. We're almost there. Stay with me. Well, I'm glad at least I seem to have managed to make ravioli. So hopefully it's got out of all of our systems. Although I think, I would quite like to make one kind of ravioli that I really like is like crab ravioli. So I would quite like to try and make that. I'm gonna just see if I can. Oh, nah, that's gonna need a couple more minutes. I think because when I was doing the pasta, it was definitely thicker, I think, than it should have been because I just couldn't get it to roll any thinner without breaking apart because it was gluten-free. So I think if you could roll them out thinner, they would take a lot less time. But just because they're quite thick, it's just going to take a few more minutes. Thank you, Luca! They do, to be fair, they're a lot better looking than I was expecting. And it looked like that one just burst open. Don't you do it. Don't do it. I think we're okay. That's nice and hot. And then when I'm ready to take these out, I'm just going to dry them off gently on that piece of kitchen roll and then pop them into this pan with the sun-dried tomatoes, give them a quick mix, and then I can serve them, and I'll put a couple of the wee sage leaves on top. And hopefully they'll be nice and tasty. Just don't know how long to leave them in for. I feel like if you buy ravioli from the supermarket, they take like between maybe 3 and 5 minutes. Because you obviously don't want to overcook the pasta, but you don't want to undercook it either. I think we're nearly there. Definitely a bit of guesswork now. Because on the recipe, all it says is boil for a few minutes until the pasta is cooked to your liking. So that's helpful. But they're all staying together. So thanks to my little crimper ravioli maker crimper doodah. Because I think that's it. I think if they'd fallen apart at this stage, I would have been so upset. I think they must be nearly done. Can you see my head peering over into the pot? There's still a wee bit. I think some of them seem to be slightly thinner. I think that one's done. Oh, I'm over here. So we've got... Are you going to stick to that now, though? No. I'm not convinced they're actually cooking through. I don't know. They still feel a wee bit too al dente. And that one's opened a tiny bit, so it's definitely not going back. It's definitely not going back in the pot. I feel like I'm making it up a bit now as I go along because this... Return to the saucepan. That's not where I've put it. Do we want a crispy ravioli? Or is that just going to make them oily? Oh, what have I done? What have I done? No, I don't think that's what I wanted to do at all. Oh, for the love of God. Right, no, I'm just going to calm myself down. Put that off. It's so confusing when they say to use the oil and then don't use it. No, what I'm going to do... Well, that's what I thought. But the recipe does just say, so once they're finished cooking, drain the ravioli and put the ravioli back in this pan and then stir through the sun-dried tomatoes and season. I think they would be nicer fried. And when you've got that oil that's got so many nice flavours in, it seems like a shame not to use it. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go for it. I'm a maverick. And hopefully by this point, those ones will be sorted. That one's opened up a little bit, but... And then surely this will help cook them slightly more as well. They still feel quite solid. Let's just go for it, shall we? Where are we again? Right. They do look quite nice now, though. Oh, don't stick. Could you imagine? What? Ooh, I think this is quite a good idea. They've got almost like a kind of crispy top now. They're possibly slightly oily now, but looks good. We're definitely getting there. We're nearly there. We are. We're nearly there. But I quite like the look of, because they've gone crispy really quickly. Just going to turn the heat up a little bit and try and kind of cook off the oil a bit more. I wish I could get a bit more colour in them, but let's see if I can get a bit of colour in for the plating. They are holding up nicely. I'm impressed that they've not. There was one, can't even remember which one it was. I think maybe this one. It opened up slightly at the side. You could just see some of the kind of the filling popping out, but it's behaved itself well. But that's definitely all down to the little ravioli shaper thing. See, these look good now. And the fact that I can flip them about and they're still keeping their shape. Can you hear that? So we've got a nice crisp to them. Right, I think I'm good. I think I'm happy with that result. I just need a tiny bit more brown. Just for photo, oh, calm down. Just for photo reasons. Brilliant. I'm so glad you guys have been here with me on this journey. Right, no, I'm done. I need to open a window because it's so hot and steamy in here now. Right, let's plate it, shall we? Let's. Okay. Can you see my plate? Okay. Oh, so you can see that was the wee one. Eating those are going to be such a, especially after everything I've just been through. Which is the nicest one to put on top. It's all about the aesthetics. Although I think they look so yummy. They do actually, they've turned out really nicely. So I feel like it has been worth it. Although to be fair, I've not tried them. But I feel like they look as though they've been worth it. They're quite oily, so I could maybe have kind of dabbed the oil off a wee bit. And then we're just gonna try and make it look nice. With a few of the sun-dried tomatoes, and it's taken me so long that the sage is no longer crispy. That looks quite restauranty, doesn't it? Oh, I'm pleased with that now. I wasn't sure if I was going to. I didn't even think we would get to this stage. But I think that looks pretty good. Show you it better from this angle. And that's a very fitting song. I would say that's pretty good. I'm going to take a couple pictures and then I'm going to try it. And I'm going to try it for you because I'm so grateful of the support throughout this one. My lighting's a bit all over the place because it's so dark outside now. Nice. Right, I'm gonna try it. I don't normally like eating on streams, but I'm gonna try it because I don't think it would be fair not to. So I'm gonna hopefully pick one that's cooked all the way through. So there's definitely, like, can you see the filling? So it doesn't look like there's a huge amount of filling, but there is some. Then I'm just gonna get a bit of this sun-dried tomato. Oh my god. That's really good. It tastes nicer than I was expecting. I wasn't sure how I was slightly concerned at one point that the pasta wasn't cooked. But I think because I fried it in the oil, that just gave it that last wee nudge. I'm gonna have to have another bit. Just very quickly. And then, and if anyone has anyone to raid, let me know just now and I can set that up while I'm having a couple of bits of ravioli. I mean, it's very hot. But that's good. Yeah, no, that's worth it. If you've got the time, well done. Look tasty. Thank you. It's been a bit of a journey to get there, but we made it, and it does look pretty good. I'm pleased with it now. Right, so I'm gonna go now and finish this off because I'm so hungry. I'm probably gonna have to clean my kitchen as well. If anyone has any suggestions for a raid, let me know. And we can raid someone quickly just now, and I'll pop along with you and say hello. And then I'll go and have my dinner and get my cats fed because they're starving, and they've spent most of tonight's stream getting under my feet looking for their food. So I'm gonna see who's on. See if we've got any food and drink streamers. Or food and dreamers, that works too. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for being here, for being that mental support that I need. Right, who have we got? We've got Chef John, we've got Cosmic Cats on. Let's see. Have we got any tiny new streamers? Oh, that's me. Cosmic Cat. Oh, is he on at 8? Oh, that's annoying. If I'd only managed to stretch it out for a bit longer, I could have, excuse me, I could have raided Casey. Right, let's go for Cosmic Cat. I'm just going to set it up and then I'll say cheerio. Cosmic Cat. I think that's how you spell it. Cosmic Cat. Yes. Okay. So yes, thank you again, everyone, for being my mental support through. You can't even see it again. Hold on. For being my mental support through Ravioli gate. They turned out really tasty, so I'm very pleased. It's worth doing if you've got a lot of time and you've not got you've got good nerves. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I've lost it. But yes, thank you for watching. I hope it was enjoyable. I will. Thank you, Dynadol. I will definitely go and enjoy these. Thank you, James Dress. Thank you, Magic Cookie. Thank you, Luco. Thank you for anyone who followed. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the raid, Purple Coffins, but I think you're probably away. Let's go and raid Cosmic Cat. We'll say hello, and then I'm going to go and eat my dinner. And I will be back on Friday evening at 4 o'clock, and I'm going to make a spinach cheese curry. So please join in for that. And I'm going to press the button. Thank you. You're very welcome. So I'm going to press the button, and we're going to go and raid her. Say hello. Stick around and watch if you've got the time. And I will hopefully see you all again on Friday. Bye-bye.
Thing, which I think if you're coming in with copper confetti, you probably are. Come on in, get cozy. Today, we are making Finnish pulla, which is in the oven right now. Sorry, in the oven, proving right now. And then we are also going to make some stuff with ingredients from the pantry. This is pantry week for me. I'm using up all of the stuff in my house. So we are making butter chickpeas instead of butter chicken, butter chickpeas, and then we're gonna stuff into some peppers and put in the oven.